Well, hello everybody. Welcome to the fight scene for today, as the Aussies are branding it. But, I will be the winner. Not quite sure how and when, or how long it's going to take. This might escalate into a two-round fight for next week. But hey ho, um, let's bring Andy in, and he can tell you what the weather's like. Because it's I'm inside the workshop at the moment with the door shut. It was hoonering down here 10 minutes ago with
It's
rain.
it's been incredibly strange weather today here. I imagine you've had the same, Keith. But it's sun's shining now. The wind's dropped. It's actually not bad, but it was absolutely hammering down earlier.
Wasn't it just? Yeah.
Yeah, really was.
It was
So
so
it's all
loud on the old tin roof up here. So
all sorts at the moment. So it's supposed to be better tomorrow. So
good.
I hope so. I'm going up
Right.
to London to see the Tower of London. So
Okay. Well, I'm going to change cameras and go on to
bye. See you
this
later.
one. So Andy's done a runner, or doing a runner in a minute. Right.
I've done a runner. Yep.
He's done a runner. So this is the offending article that we're going to do battle with. It is in the widest points 16 inches and in the narrowest point about 12, but I'm going to try and leave that bit on, or leave that in, so it's not going to be a totally true bowl. And just as it comes round, you can see here across there that there's a cut in it, and there's one on this side as well, a cut in it. This was a knob taken off the outside so that it would actually fit on the bandsaw. I had a portable bandsaw come in and slash it all up for me. Oh, we got all of them in tonight. Robbo's in now. We got Amy.
Yeah. Everybody's
Hi, Aussies.
in. Yeah.
The Aussies are outnumbering us. So before I go let Andy loose, my 3-point, which is actually a 4-point homemade picking tool for marking, defining areas. I've been using that, picking off as much bark as I can, because I don't really want to have it in the face. So an old redundant screwdriver that was no good to anyone else. You can either round it off on the grindstone, or this one was got 4 flats on it, but they all work the same, and it's not bad bit of steel. So that's what I've done, and it runs with a wobble, as you would expect. So I'm going to get to.
Sid says if they're outnumbering us, then it's a burl, not a burr. Oh no, it isn't. it's in the UK.
Yes, it's an English burr. Right, let's put everything away.
Hello, Barry.
I think that's going to be a good position to be in. Hi, Barry. And I'll go through the chat in a second.
Yeah, sure. But I'm pleased to tell you, Keith, your picture on YouTube is not pausing.
Okay.
So it seems to be better. So we're
right. Right, we had issues just now, guys. I was flickering and it was hesitating, and Baz is in early. Hi, Baz. But I'm going to sort myself out, and Andy's going to do the deed.
I will indeed.
Right.
See how many it says.
Hear me?
Okay. Yep. You're getting dressed up, are you?
Yep.
Yeah. I'll go down the participants list and then catch up on anybody I miss at the end. So Amy DeAngelis, Barry Chitty, Chris Dodds, Circular Wood by Keith, Clint at Wood Dancers, Clive Rogerson, Rob Copperell Wood Turning, Darren Callison, Doug Miller, Greg Alexander, Lawrence Magosia, Michael McEwen, Paul Heighton, Real Simple Things Baz, Richard Fellan, Robbo Robertson, Robert Dolman, Rubber Dub Wood, Ruby Clare, hello Ruby, Sid's Repurposing, Steve Ellis, Tommy's Workshop, and Trevor P, Hobby Turner. So welcome everybody. All. If I've missed you, give me a shout.
I'm just trying to pick up the high lumps at the moment.
Brian at Hartwood Turnings turned up.
Hello, Brian. I'm a little bit high. Let's stop that. I don't want to grab this with it flying around at that sort of speed. Drop the tool rest a fraction now I can. Make sure everything is missing, which it is. Lock it up. Right. I've worked myself through the bounce of the wood and the lathe. Otherwise, it was about 150 revs. And that would have taken sort of 3 weeks.
It's very tedious.
Yeah. So it's still going to be tedious until I can get a little bit of wood off in places. I've got the handle well down. I'm about 45 degrees down to the cut. I'm using the bottom wing as a slicing shearing cut, and this is on the baby handle that I've got. So this is a 2.5 foot long handle, and this is a bit of 3/4 inch diameter steel. So what is that, a 5/8 bowl gouge? It's quite a beast.
Yeah, should be. Yeah. David Heath, the Guildford Carpenter's in. Hello, David.
Hello, David. Keep your arm your side of the tool rest. I've got my sleeves done up so that there's nothing loose and flapping.
And another Australian, Felicity.
Hi, Felicity. Hi, all. Thank you for all coming over and watching the battle. It's not picking up too much noise, is it, guys?
No, it's fine. Absolutely fine.
Good.
And despite your suit of armour, your voice is coming through clearly as well.
Good.
And Sid's repurposing says ding ding. Round 2, I think. Yeah.
No, it's not round 2 yet.
Oh, a little question from Ruby. She says, are you turning in reverse? And the answer is yes. If so, why?
Because where I'm standing, Ruby, which is behind the tool, all of the rubbish is firing away from me. So for me, it's a lot easier. Just need to get rid of that big hard lump that keeps throwing me off the end of the tool rest. It's not too bad once you're into the sap wood, because it does just show an edge, even though it is ghosting.
And Robert Copperell says because he can, Ruby.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's an element of that, yeah. Philip Clements is in.
That's a new name for me. Let's stop this and readjust the tool rest, because it's just catching on there.
And Brian Watkins from the Costa Blanca.
Okay. Welcome, guys. Thank you all for coming over for today's fight scene. Yep, that's good. Make sure that's well and truly locked on, which it is.
Clint at Wood Dancer says sweet, turning something besides a round blank. There's a sense
it's well and truly not round.
There's a sense of relief to it, I must admit, yeah. It's certainly an interesting piece of timber.
It's a bit low for that.
Looking forward to seeing it finished.
Which could well be next Tuesday.
Yep.
Just watch this space. If I'm cream crackered at the end of this, just getting the outside done, I don't suppose I will fight and go for the hollowing out the centre. I'll leave it as part 2 for next week.
Absolutely.
That's coming over quite well now.
Sorry, it's real simple things. Baz says, hope you got plenty of toilet roll and a mop, Keith.
Why is that, Vaz?
Just looking at what you're tackling.
This isn't scary.
Oh, that's all right then.
Yeah. And it's not scary because I've got full control of the tool. I'm turning in a safe manner. Hands and everything is my side of the tool rest, nothing hanging over. No medallions around my neck that are likely to get caught.
It probably looks more scary from here than it does from where you are. Right. I suspect. It looks as though there's bits flying around in all directions. But he says his bum is squeaking just watching. But
okay.
Too much information.
Yeah, you can take something for that, Baz.
Yeah, Wibby Woodshed is in. Hello, Andrew.
Hi, Andrew. When it does grab it, it pulls it in, it picks up the whiskers. That's better. Right. Okay. Well, you can see a little bit better there, but you can't see, you can see the grain there, the pips on that. So there's quite a lot of nothing, and there's also quite a lot of wood in places. So the next task is just to clean this up. Let me see if...
A couple of Australian comments. We've got Darren Callison says, hey, seeing items like this turn shows the skills. To do this live, not many do it. Appreciate it, mate. To which Robbo says, it's a mere baby, lol.
Yeah, it is a mere baby against what I've put on here. Right, you can at least see the grain now.
Yeah, it's lovely, isn't it?
And where there is no grain is because I haven't got to it yet. Let's see how it goes. Right, fire it up again. Gently. See if I can squeak up the volume a bit. Give Baz a real cheap thrill, this will. Oh, that's it's a bit more like it. But for the aficionados out there that want to know, and for those that don't want to know, tough, bear with me. This is a 40-degree bevel grind on this, 45 degree bevel grind on this, and it's basically 45 degrees up the wings as well. And there's about 3/4 of an inch between nose and tip of wing. So I'm using, to me, the bottom wing, cutting in reverse, just picking at it for the time being.
Benjamin is in.
Oh, troublemaker.
Hello, Ben.
That extra bit of speed gives you a far better cut. The missing bits aren't missing for so long. So the heavy banging, hammering that you normally get is alleviated quite a bit.
Rob CP's in. Hello, Rob.
Hello, Rob. This is certainly not one for you at the moment, mate. Right, that's gone right off the end of that. We'll stop and have a nosy, see what we've got. There. You can see what I'm hoping it's going to be like throughout. It's
lovely.
coming down to a respectable shape now. I can get in a bit tighter with the tool rest.
Nice and pippy.
Yeah. I'm not worried about the crown, which will be somewhere to reattach a mortise or a spigot in the end. That's why I'm leaving it a little bit lumpy at the moment. It might end up with a spigot on this one.
Yeah.
Go on, behave. That's it. This was one of those blanks that I couldn't work out quite what the shape was going to be.
No, Baz, I don't think that's what Keith said at all. Rigor mortis.
Sorry, I missed that.
Real simple things. Haha, did you just say rig a mortis? You did mention a mortis, but I don't think it was a rigor mortis at all.
No. Certainly don't need to be a stiff on this one.
Mike Hugh from Ilminster is in. Hello, Mike.
Hello, Mike.
Question from Robbo. He says, have you worked it out yet? I'm not quite sure I understand.
I haven't. No, I shall leave the rear fixing point till I've got more of the design in. So here is where it starts to cut back when they sliced it off. So I'm going to need to make it a little bit finer and tighter. It's a job for you guys to see, and it's a job for me to show it to you at the moment. But it looks like there might be a fair void in the bottom where the bark is still on, but I'm quite happy the way that's coming on.
It's getting there, though, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. I'm surprised myself as to how far I've got.
I don't know if your mic's moved, Keith. It's gone a bit strange.
Better?
That's better, yep.
Yeah, I'd sort of moved it inadvertently.
Swallowed it.
Not quite, no. Not quite. If I stop that there, that cut I'm taking, find it there, is over half of the wing. There's a 1/2 inch 10mm cut that's coming off there, almost effortless. Letting the wood feed down onto the chisel, holding the chisel at the right angle. I can take angel hair off, or I can come up and grab a lump of wood.
Mike Hughes asked a question I can answer for him. Probably missed it, but why turning in reverse? It throws the swarf away from Keith, so he doesn't
Right,
get it in
so
his
now I'm
face all the
getting
time.
toward, now I'm getting towards the edge. I'm going to take a smaller cut because I don't want to break the edge off. So that's a smaller cut, but it was still 6mm. It's looking reasonably okay. Still need to go up a little bit, get rid of some of this. Yeah, a little bit more.
Compliment from Rob Copperell. I don't know if I should read it to you, really.
Go on then.
It does sound like the wood is taking the tool well. Your presentation is spot on, Keith.
Thank you. But if I didn't have it right down, like I said, about 45 degrees with a 45-degree bevel on it, it would just be too heavy on the wood. And I know I've got 6 screws holding it in. No, I haven't. I've got 5 screws holding it in. I broke one repositioning it. So we have a little bit of metal mining to do on the other side when we get to it. I'm going right past what looks like the edge, but it's not. So creep the volume up a bit more until everything starts to shake too much. That just means I've got to shake in unison with it. That's why it was rattling. Tailstock had come unlocked. Just a couple of refining cuts now to see how it does sit. With it being so far out of round, it's a job to see what you've got and how it's going to end up. I think
Malcolm Douglas is in.
Checking it out from the other side. I think that would just about be right, because what I want to do is I want to bring the top over, radius it down. So now the decision is, what do we do? Do we have a mortise or a tenon? There's not enough there for a mortise.
No.
I don't think.
Just barely enough for a tenon.
There's enough there for a tenon. Go on to a different chisel for a minute. Not quite. This is only a 1/2 inch bowl gouge, a little bit lighter. It's also sharp because the wood in the middle is virtually standing still.
Robbo concurs. He says tenon for burrs. Bailey Woodworks is in.
Hello, Chris.
Chris, that's what I was trying to remember his name. Yes, the other name.
So is there a challenge this week, fortnight, whatever? Wood turning challenge? The last one I saw was the mushroom.
The mushroom, I haven't heard of one.
No, I haven't this week. I do quite a lot of those challenges are set on a
Sunday, aren't they? I think
Saturday or a Sunday lunchtime.
Yeah.
I'm missing all the Sunday lunchtime ones at the moment because of standing in down the workshop, down the museum. But, I'm happy to stand in down there because I can sell stuff.
Yeah, it's usually Steve SK has a hand in it.
Him or Brian, isn't it?
Him or Brian, yep. Yeah, Brian said I think he could correct us if we're wrong about it not being set yet.
Have you got your sea jaws handy, Andy? Andy.
Yeah, they're on the lathe, yeah.
Can you tell me what size spigot I need?
Yeah.
Please?
I've got it written above my lathe here somewhere.
Okay.
56.
56, oh, it's well out, yeah. Yeah, that's 80.
Oh, that's more than enough. I mean, too much.
It's big enough by a lot. 56, so that's somewhere around.
Just looks weird working on that side of the wood.
Yeah, I got used to it. That's
Yeah.
That's 66.
Amy DeAngelis says, are burrs softer than normal wood or harder or just the same?
Tad harder, Amy.
And there's no consistency to the direction of the grain, is there?
Well, each of these
place.
little brown spots that you can see is a branch. So we go around here and there's biggest part of 1,000 little branches on that. And if you try cutting end grain with face grain, you get hard bits. So it's a hard bit of wood to try and get a decent finish on. Whether that bit's loose enough to pick out, it will be later with something sharp. Nothing wants to fly out at me from down here. No.
I think you swallowed your mic again.
Dropped underneath the chin as I keep breathing and moving.
Yeah, so it's quite easy to just stop breathing. I mean, you know.
Yeah. No, I think that's going to be the foot anyway. So if I can get a finishing cut off of this.
Mike Hughes suggests that the challenge for September, October is getting into the shed with all the work needed in the garden.
I'm fairly fortunate because Sue does a lot of the gardening work.
Yeah, Alison does all of it.
Yeah, it's no good. I got to get a push cut going on this to be able to. What are we up to now? We're up to about 450, 500. Yeah, I think that's fast enough. Come on. Oh, I just got cramp in my thumb.
Oh dear.
I get that through holding things in the same position too long.
Mm-hmm.
Right, see if we can get.
Got 40 people watching now, Keith.
Thank you, guys. This is Angel's whiskers coming off here now. Trying to float the bevel. It's a bit knocky, but it'll have to be a bit knocky.
Yeah, so it takes you back to Amy's question, where you get the little where branches have been. It's harder. Therefore, it does tend to be a bit bouncy.
Yeah, but I'm bouncing in and out of that recess. I
Of
think.
course, you got that as well. Yeah, which doesn't
Yeah.
help.
I think I'm going to end up using a tool I don't like particularly.
Drill?
No, scraper.
No. Oh, a scraper. Yeah. Has its uses.
Right, that's gone off of there. So let's stop this, have a look. Oh, 41 in, 32 minutes. That's not bad for half an hour.
Oh.
Lift the tool, rest a fraction. Yeah, it's bounced just there where it's jumping over that bit and getting a reverb on that as well.
Yeah.
So let's see what the little scraper will do. Move the tools off of the bed just in case. We've got leather shoes on, so it should be okay. Right. Negative rake scraper. Level or slightly lifted handle. Index finger as a depth gauge so you don't stab at it.
As Robbo says, burrs quite often cut better with a scraper because of the cranky grain.
It's
true, yeah.
Well, that bit cut better.
Question from Darren. Keith, why do you not like using a scraper on a piece like this?
I'm not a scraper carbide person, perfectly honest. I've always learnt with tools, sharp tools, but like Robbo said, with the wild grain like you get on this, sometimes you've got to revert to something that you're not totally happy with, but it's the end result that I'm going to be happy with, not the intermediate result that we're getting now. It is a tight grain, so I'm not too worried about the little bit of tear out we might get, which I don't think we'll get any anyway. But it's just ironing out the lumps on something like this. If it was a totally true round blank without any missing areas, I would be happier or unhappy if I couldn't get a reasonable cut on it straight away with a sharp tool. As far as I'm concerned, the only place for carbides is resins. which don't tend to cut that well on traditional tools, or they blunt them. Right. Sorry,
Ruby says,
Ruby.
how was the piece mounted?
It's on a faceplate ring at the moment with screws, and there's one broken screw, so we're going to do a bit of screw mining later on. Right.
That's looking better.
Happy with this section. You can't quite see it. Yes, you can. Just see a few ridges there.
Oh yeah, yeah. Gav said I woodwork is in. Hello, Gav.
Just having a fight with the headset. It didn't want to play ball. And the mic had disappeared up by my eyeball. Right. Can you guys hear me still?
Yes, we can.
Visible again. And, right. Okay. That's locked down. Back to where we were. Gently fighting.
Oh, here comes the rain again.
Oh, I can't hear it underneath this helmet.
All right. Not quite as heavy as it was, but
we do have dust extraction working. That's what the big tube is down the bottom here, guys. So that is another blessing by turning in reverse. It's throwing it towards the dust extractor.
Jonathan Flynn is in, saying good morning from New York.
Hi, Jonathan. Thank you for your comments that you've put on some of my posts. Really appreciate that. And your egg cups, with a bit more practice, will be a bit finer and you'll be happier with them. There's nothing wrong with them. A little bit chunky against some, but everyone to their own. There's not a specific style. And your eggs look quite good as well. Don't know whether Andy's seen that post.
No, I haven't. No.
No. Right.
I shall have a look.
See what we've got now. I've still got a ring. Tight, so we're okay. Oh, I can see it when it slows down. Just there. These shavings that are coming off are only less than a quarter of a mil thick. They are literally fur angel's whiskers.
Just put the link in for my live tonight.
Please, Andy. Yeah.
I have just done it just to catch people who may have to go early.
Right. 39 minutes in, so it's not bad.
No, it's going all right.
I think this will be a two-parter.
Mm-hmm.
Round 2 will be next Tuesday lunchtime. I don't want to skimp on this at all. It's not going to be easy to remount this.
But it's too nice to risk taking chances with it. It's going to look gorgeous.
Got a decent fixing. Right. I'm getting reverb in my ear. The mic and The hat. That's better, I think. It's got to tidy that transition from bowl to spigot. Got one here somewhere. Where have you put it, Andy?
Oh, it's behind you.
No, it's not. That's all. That's my spare wood.
Oh, right. Okay. It's usually behind you.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. We'll have to use a bead-down then, the wrong way up, as a scraper. Not quite square. That's a corner's blunt.
Rob CP says that's a formidable chunk of steel, that negative rake scraper. I have one myself, Rob, and they really do make a difference having the solid steel.
Yeah, that's inch
Just
and
the sheer weight
inch and a half. Yeah,
stops it bouncing.
That's not. It's inch and 3/4. Inch and 3/4 by quarter.
Robbo's doing
homemade one, but I didn't make it.
Robbo's doing a live tonight at 10 o'clock PM their time, 1 o'clock PM our time. I think that says.
Okay. So I'll see if I can get in, Robbo. I did catch some of your Saturday morning live that you were doing your tuition, but I didn't catch it live myself. I had to watch it on the replay. But I fully endorse what you're saying and the way you're teaching. Certainly complies with what we try and teach over in the UK. A lot of the problem we have in the UK is that no one listens to us until they have an accident. Why didn't you tell me that earlier then? You get. Right, let's see what that is. This flat scraper isn't totally flat across the grind. There is a slight crown to it. If you have one that is absolutely square across the grind, you can get corners digging in. I prefer to put a very slight radius on it, give it a little bit of crown, and there's about 1.5 mil difference between the wings and the crown. So just gently twist it on the grinding wheel. Oh, that's better. That's better. I've still got some lines there. So
just putting Robbo's live link in the chat.
Yeah, no problem at all.
I'm showing off really because I've managed to do it.
Okay.
Right. There we go.
For those that are wondering why I don't turn forward, I am now. But I'm just going to see if I can touch up the missing bits where the wood is marginally moving.
Robert Dolman is off. Bye, Robert.
Thanks, Robert, for stopping by. Come back next week, same time, same place, for round 2. I'm not going to race this for the sake of getting it done in one. That's more or less got it. Just caught those last little bits that were bouncing as it came round in reverse. Get up to speed.
Oh, Radar, the wood turner's in.
Hi, Radar.
Welcome.
Hopefully, that is enough. Yeah, that's sandable. A little bit of torn grain just there in that sappier piece, that lighter piece. Got a bit of purple coming through there, so there's obviously a nail somewhere along that sort of line, or a bit of lead shot buried in there, because it was well past that time that this was standing. Quite happy with the outside as it stands, because if I come across here and look through, I will lose that piece. When we come across and finish it. A bit tighter. So this line I'm putting on will be the finished diameter. So all that will be cut away. Can you see the line? You can see it, yeah, you can see it over here. This there. What I've done is I've drawn round so that I'm clear on this bit which is cut at that funny angle. And opposing that, there's another piece over here that's cut at a funny angle. So the angle of the top will go in. There'll be a fairly wide rim to it around the very edge. I expect that rim could extend to about an inch and a quarter. So it's just a matter of sanding it up now. A bit that not many of us enjoy, but it's a bit that everyone has got to do. I think with the state of the timber, we'll go for 120 to start with. Let's drop the speed down a fraction. Right, I'm below the wobble factor now.
Oh, I don't think you wanted to do that.
No, it come off because I was the wrong side of the bit, being in reverse as well.
Right, yeah.
you'd unwound it. And I'm not putting any weight on the paper. The paper is cutting with the weight of the bit. I'm just holding it both hands, I'm holding it still. I don't want it bouncing around. And I'm standing on the upward part of the rotation. If I was to stand over here, that's on the downward side. So everything is, you need to stand on to the bottom part of the standing disc there. Both are achievable. It's just that standing over this side, most of the dust goes up and straight into the extractor. That looks quite good. We can go straight over to 240 now.
Hi, Pete. Pete Twisted Trees is in.
Hello, Twisted Pete. You've missed the fun, or some of it. Right, 240.
That's loud.
What's loud?
The drill. It's quieting down now. It's all right. Darren Callison says, "Love the angle drill. What brand is it, and what RPM does it work at? And was it £12.99?"
It was definitely £12.99. It's a Hitachi, and it goes from 0, not quite 0, but it goes from very slow up to very fast. It's too fast for sanding, so I'll drop it down to about 4 to 5 on the speed dial, and I've no idea what the speed range is. Works for me, is all I can say.
Robbo's saying for the second time, I did try and read it earlier, but I would flatten the top and then see what it looks like. It may look good with a wavy edge.
Right, well, it does have a bit of a wavy edge.
And you're not losing that opportunity anyway, are you?
No.
The way it is at the moment.
No.
Ruby agrees.
I think now it's going to be a bit of power sanding by arm. Can I take it? I'll take it one step further. Yeah, the only bit that not annoys me, frustrates me, is this bit here, which is a cut. You can just about see the angle that it's cut against the face. So I've got
Oh, yeah, now we can. Yeah.
corresponding cut there as well.
Yeah.
So I think to balance it up, I'm going to try and get it roundish, but cut the top face at an angle.
That angle, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, radius it will still be round, but not quite as big as what it is at the moment.
Yeah, we couldn't see that before.
No, I appreciate that. About there.
Robbo's saying leave it oblique. It's a question of taste, isn't it? It's a question of what you like.
Yeah, it's so rough there, Robbo, that it is. I'm not sure. what the intention is next time is to flatten off the top, and I've turned it round to see what it looks like, and just make a little bit of an indent down there to see where it's likely to come. Oh, 240, 400 as
It's
I
looking
can.
nice.
I've even invested a new bit of paper on 400.
Yeah, give the
Doesn't
cat
like
a goldfish. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't like being clogged up, and as it's such a fine grit, once I put a new piece on, I can still hand sand with that piece that I've just taken off. So we're in traditional drive now, forward. It's coughing well, and it's me that's in the dust.
Yeah, it's dreadful. I should have to stop my extractor up soon.
No marks, and you just put a bit of 400 on, and you can see a cooling mark. A little bit of torn grain just there. Only minimal, but with a flat surface, you can see it. You should probably able to hand sand this anyway before I put any finish on it. I won't be able to use anything like Yorkshire grit or my normal method of finishing, like on a weeback pad, because there's so many holes in it. So I should probably end up going up to about 1,000 grit
Sorry,
finish.
we're losing sound from you, Keith.
Right, I don't want to chew the mic, but
Oh,
that's better, is it?
yeah, that's much better.
Yeah, yeah. No, I was just saying that I don't want. I can't Yorkshire grit this. So what I shall end up doing is, with all this void over here, I shall sand it up to 1,000 ish, and
Yeah.
then finish it that way. So
It
it's
makes
just
sense.
going, yeah,
We're
it's
going to
just going
finish it
round.
with.
Go on.
What are you finishing it with? Is it going to be oil? Or?
I might well put an oil on this, yeah.
Yeah. Yes, with all that natural edge, it does cope with it, doesn't it?
Well, you can put a lemon oil on, and you can then go back and wax it if you wish to at a later date.
Yeah.
Head's shrinking, I think, because Mike keeps dropping out.
Right.
You'll have to tell me if I disappear from sound. The bits that I couldn't quite power sand up here, I can hand sand with, or power sand, but without the lathe moving. You know that top bit's coming off.
Oh dear.
So this is where a lot of beginners tend to go wrong. They'll think that they need to sand at 5,000 revs on the drill just to cut it. And in actual fact, all you're doing is polishing the dirt into the wood, polishing the cut. You're not sanding it at all. You're just burnishing it through dropping the speed down. There's no idea what this speed is, but it can't be much above 400, 400. It's cutting, and it's cutting well, even with 400 grit paper. Just trying to get rid of those last remaining edge marks before I then spend possibly an hour hand sanding it, polishing it up to the final grit before it has a bath in lemon oil. So although you guys won't smell much of it, workshop will be fantastic tomorrow.
Let's kill. Let's get rid of the helmet. It's got hot underneath that. Had enough of that for the day.
Yeah. The mic was playing up again, so
Yeah, that's better.
just in the nick of time.
Yeah, no, it's got really hot underneath there at the end. Oh, fresh air.
Yeah.
No, Darren, you're about right on there. With the angle drill, I can hold it above the head, and I'm in control of the cut. If you've got this on the end of a drill, it keeps dropping because of the weight. I mean, this isn't a lightweight one. This must be all of 10, 12 years old through the business, and it's been a bloody good unit. But, yeah, I know what you're saying. You think you can do it on a hand drill, but it's not as easy. You can, if you've got a very good, if you've got a Scotchman's grip, you'll be okay. But for us English, Irish and Welsh, you'd never hold the drill steel enough. Just brushing it off. So, oh, let's turn the big sucker off. There it is, guys. Part 1.
You can oil that today.
And I think round 1 to me.
Are you putting any oil on that today, or
not until I've gone through the grits, Andy? No.
all right? Oh, okay.
I want to get up a bit higher on the grits.
Look forward to seeing what it looks like next time.
Yeah,
then.
you
Yes.
can't see much because these lights are burning it out now.
You've just gone 63 minutes, so that's good.
You can see a little bit on that one. It's the overhead light that's killing it.
Yeah.
But
It's going to look lovely. It really is.
it will do.
Yeah, yeah. It's going to bring out that richness of that brown, isn't it?
Yes. Well, going to bring out the colours, isn't it? So.
Yep.
Right.
Nope.
Just beware it's me, or possibly me. Yeah, it is me.
Yeah, round 1 to Keith on points.
Yeah. So look out, Andy. Put your shirt back on.
Yeah.
Didn't catch him out.
I'm fully clothed, but not necessarily in my right mind.
Yeah, well, I think that's it. So thanks, guys. There's 40 of you still stuck with me. Come over and watch Andy tonight. He's put his link in once, but he'll do that again if I tell him to. Appreciate all your good comments on there so far, guys. So I will put up part 2 for next week. What I'll do is I'll oil this on the outside. Might take a a photo of it, just oiled, and put up on the media. But you'll have to come over to my page to look at it, rather than spread it across all the international ones, all the public ones. But it looks like we got one guest tonight. Rob's coming in at Copper Owl.
Good.
Watch Andy do his snowmen.
Yeah. Got to do them. It's that time of year.
Yeah, thanks, Ben. My walnut burl might get cut up this weekend, and the rest of the trunk, with any luck. Apparently, we've got the saw bench working down the museum. First time for 3 years. It's got a steam traction engine driving it.
Oh, right, that's running, is it?
Apparently, yeah, on Sunday.
Good stuff. Right, my link's in there now.
Well done. Yeah. So, need to go for a sit down. It's surprising how much.
Bit late this year, then. Andy Pete says, I tell you what, Pete, I've only just finished last year's.
Yeah.
Because people just kept ordering. It's absolutely crazy.
That is the baby that made my arm ache a bit, and from nose to end of handle, we have got 3 foot all bar half an inch.
Nice stable machine, though.
But yeah,
stable tool, I should say.
Having it down at 45s to me as I was cutting, the wood was dropping onto the nose rather than dropping onto a sharp edge and making it bang, if that makes sense. This is what Robbo was trying to explain on his Saturday, the little bit that I've seen so far. So we both teach the same language, Robbo, you and me. So hopefully the guys in the chat will appreciate that we're sort of right. I'm not professional, but you are, Robbo. I'm just a well-trained amateur. Do it as a hobby, but happy to pass on the information I've gained over the years, over the last 30 years. Andy's the same. We both do a lot of turning now. We've fully retired.
Yeah, it's great.
So it's said, is the wood turning? If we can share a day or an evening or a couple of hours with you guys, all well and good. So with that said, respect everybody. Keep an eye on the chat. Keep an eye on the media posts. I was taught by a POM. Yeah, I knew you were, Robbo, but I can't remember who. You did say in one of your previous ones who you were taught by. But, yeah, it's good.
Yeah, we're not all bad.
No, it could be dangerous, but it's only dangerous if you make it dangerous.
Yeah.
Yes, if I'd have tried to cut that with a little 10mm 1/4 inch bowl gouge, that would have been a little bit disastrous. Well, it would have been entertaining for you guys, but not for me. Yeah. So we're not saying we're always right, but it certainly works for us.
Just that we're never wrong.
Well, I didn't say that. My boy said that. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well done, guys. Yeah, and Robbo saying this POM is being taught by an Aussie.
Rob CP, yeah.
Just
what
keep up the practice.
Goes around. Yep.
Keep up the practice, Rob, and everyone else. You don't learn this overnight, and a lot of people think you do. You can buy yourself a lathe, you can buy all the top tools, and you're an expert turner overnight. Sorry, you're not. I'm going to hit the off button. No more questions coming in.
Okie doke.
So
see you all tonight. tonight, hopefully.
Yep. Cheers,
make it.
guys. Haven't been on the lathe in weeks, Ben saying.
Disgraceful.
Yeah, leave bed alone instead. Lessons on parts.
Oh, excuse me.
Parts 1, 2 to 20 are practiced. Yeah, 1 to 2 and 20 more are practiced. That's about right, Pete. Yeah, if we can get everyone. If you do a half an hour a day, or even quarter of an hour a day, you'll find yourself a much better turner in a quicker time. Thanks, Darren. Thanks, Felicity. Cheers, Rob. Cheers, Rob. Thanks, Gav. We'll see you all tonight, hopefully. I'm going to hit the off button. So it's bye from me.
Bye from me. Or from him, whichever.